Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Psychology Pages, the series where I talk about what is happening in my head while I trade. And today, let's talk about something that is happening very often to a lot of us. We are seeing the perfect setup, the one that we were waiting for, and we know where to put our stop loss, take profit, we know our plan, and still, we don't click. And even if we click, then the moment when the trade is starting to move, our body tightens and we close too early, maybe on the first pullback, maybe slightly earlier even. And this is not because our setup failed, but because something inside us said that this is too much. And this is not the lack of knowledge, but the moment when our body overrides the strategy, even if the strategy is correct. We often call this fear, but it's not the dramatic one. We're not panicking, we're not shaking. It's the quieter one. It's the urgency, it's the tension, it's the need to escape the trade. And what's important here, it's not your brain making the decision, it's your nervous system. Because at the moment when the money are on the line, your body starts to ask the question, are we safe? And it is not the question, is it a good setup? Do I follow my rules? No. Are we safe right now? And this question is answered faster by your body than by your strategy. This week, I noticed something while trading silver. My entries were really good. But then the first pullback was happening and almost immediately I was out. And to be honest, it's not because the setups were not valid, but because there was increase in volatility. The numbers look bigger, the movement feels faster, and suddenly the exact same trade feels heavier. So instead of managing my position accordingly to the plan, I started to manage my discomfort. And that is a very different thing. And here's what I started to understand. Your body is not measuring the risk in dollars, ticks, or percentages. It is measuring it with the things like speed, intensity, emotional exposure. So even if the risk is staying the same, your body is experiencing it as more dangerous. And when your body feels the danger, it wants to reduce the exposure immediately. That's why a lot of traders close the winners too early, or hesitate the entries, or just micromanage the trades. And this is not because the strategy was wrong, but because the nervous system was overloaded. So what should we do with this moment? Right now, I'm not trying to fix it, but I am trying to interrupt the reaction. And one sentence that is helping me a lot is, it is not the market, it's my body reacting. So if it would be a market, we would need to act right now. But if it's our body, our emotions, we need the pause. And sometimes the pause is very literal. I love the saying, sit on your hands. And I'm very often trying to just push myself slightly away from the desk, sit on my hands, not being able to interfere with the trade. And often even I'm taking the mouse and hiding it in the drawer. And in this way, I cannot anymore micromanage the trade. I am removing that tool and removing the impulse. But the small pause often reveals something very interesting. The urge of closing the trade is very often just a spike. And if we'll not react immediately, it very often fades away. And suddenly the chart looks exactly the same. And we are more calm and allowing the trade to play out. Because sometimes discipline is not about doing more, but it's about removing the ability to interfere. And if you are recognizing this in yourself, I want you to hear it very clearly. It's not that you're lacking the discipline, but you're experiencing overload. And those two things are completely different. The discipline says, force yourself to hold. But the overload is saying, I don't have any more power to hold. I don't want to. I want to get back to safety. And forcing yourself to stay in this state often makes it even worse. So this stage of trading, it's not about pushing harder, but it's about increasing that capacity to hold longer emotionally. And in the next video, I want to get a little bit deeper into this, because if it's not the strategy and if it's not the decisions, then how do we train our body to stay calm in uncertainty? And this is when the things like meditation, visualization, or mental rehearsal start to become the practical tools, not just nice ideas. And if it feels a little bit familiar to you, let me know down in the comments. Do you struggle more with the entries or with holding the trades longer? See you next time. Bye!